How's it going, everybody? I'm currently sitting in my garage. Just going to be a little bit of a different video than I normally do. I also normally have a ring light that helps me with the lighting in here, but it broke, so I'm going to have to roll with the lighting the garage puts off, and it's kind of dark back behind me, but also, too, I don't know how well the audio is going to be, but there's no hiding it. I've struggled this season. I mean, I started out great. I had 2 second-place finishes within 3 tournaments, and that's more than any co-angler could ever ask for. And I feel blessed for that, but it's kind of depressing going from a great start to basically just stinking it up the rest of the year, because it's been brutal. Other than that win that me and my buddy Anthony got on Rend Lake and that little Tuesday nighter, it's been very tough. And I've actually fished another BFL between that Tuesday nighter and this video, and neither me or my boater ever caught a fish or even got a bite. That was down on the Ohio River at Paducah, Kentucky, and it was pretty rough for me, needless to say. So I didn't even make a video on that. There's just no way I could make something of it. There's just not enough content stuff there. Sorry if I wet my face a lot and stuff. I'm sweating and kind of humid, so. But there was a couple things I wanted to share with you guys. After the 3rd tournament, I really started getting more and more discouraged, I guess you could say. I blinked like my next tournament, I think down at Kentucky Lake, and then I came back and got blinked that next tournament at Shelbyville. And that second Shelbyville tournament, I actually got super bad sunburn. I got a 2nd-degree burn on both of my feet, had blisters like this big on the top of both of my feet, basically covered the whole tops of my feet. If you follow me on Instagram, I actually posted a picture before they got too bad. Well, they ended up getting really bad and got so painful I couldn't even hardly walk. But so that also took some focus away from fishing, and ever since then I felt like I wasn't as clear mentally, I guess, just from all the pain and my body reacting to it. So I don't know, it's kind of weird, but anyway, but I started letting things distract me from life, and not necessarily fishing, but my ultimate goal and plan in life anyway, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But I just let the depression of not doing well tournament after tournament really get to me. And I kind of mentioned that in another video that I made several months back, but I really let it get to me more than what I should have. And I want to apologize to you guys for that. And I've taken kind of breaks between my last couple tournaments of social media, off YouTube, everything, just to give myself time to mentally focus and get back on track in life in general. Me and my wife made a big purchase. That purchase has been weighing heavily on my mind lately. I transitioned to a new position at my job, and all those things kind of happened simultaneously, and it kind of just threw my focus off entirely, not only fishing, but like I said, I'll get to the other stuff here in a minute. But so this exact same thing kind of happened towards the end of last season. In between the Super Tournament and when I fished the Bassmaster Open on Grand Lake, I went through kind of a little depression spell about how bad I went. I put too much pressure on myself. That's one mistake. As a co-angler, I put way too much pressure on myself. I want to go out and win every tournament, and I want to catch a fish every tournament. As a co-angler, that just don't happen all the time. In a perfect world, it would, but it just honestly don't. But anyway, I was over at Rend Lake fishing, and I came to put the boat up on the trailer, and I met a gentleman. I had a church shirt on for the church I go to, and he just making small talk, and he's like, "Oh, what church you go to?" and all that. He couldn't tell what it was. He just seen there's a cross, and it said First Baptist something, but he couldn't see where it was. And I told him, and he said, "Oh, well, I'm a pastor at a town, not too far from here." And I said, "Oh, really?" And we got to talking. I got telling him about how I'm very religious, and I'm very strong in my Christian walk and faith. And he said, let me back up. I told him about how I was kind of going through this stuff mentally and things like that, and kind of getting a little down on myself and hard on myself. And he said, "There's one thing, if I can leave with you today, that I want you to know." And I'm actually got my Bible here, and I'm going to read that verse that he told me to read. And it's Matthew 6:33. I'm sure some of you know it, and if not, hopefully, it helps you a little bit. But the verse is Matthew 6:33. It says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." And then I ended up elaborating a little more on 34 when I went back and read it myself. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day in its own trouble. And that really struck home with me, because I wasn't seeking the kingdom of God first. I was seeking what I wanted first, not what God wanted me to seek. And I was letting things get in the way of that. And then I went out to Oklahoma. Yeah, I struggled, but I caught tons of fish. Had a great experience, one of the best times of my life out there. And then the off season came. I started doing more, kind of reaching out to sponsors, and nothing was happening, but I was okay with that for the first time. I was actually okay with that happening. So then I went down to the Sportsman's Expo in Paducah, Kentucky, and I met Brad Lawson with Western Kentucky FCA Outdoors. And tell you what, just a great guy. I didn't even know FCA had an outdoor chapter. That was just unbelievable. I mean, just a great organization. It was like a godsend to meet them guys. But I was pumped up. I felt like I was in the right place spiritually, mentally. I did well at the start of the season. And then all of a sudden, all these things started happening. And I started letting things distract me, not only from fishing, but from God. And I wasn't putting God first. And so all of these things happened like at once. And I just got stuck in this rut, and I felt like I couldn't get out of it. Well, over the last couple of weeks, I've been praying. I've been thinking, I've been just going over and over in my mind, what can I do? And I ended up watching some videos from the YouTuber Seek One. If you haven't watched their channel, I highly recommend it. Great YouTubers within the outdoor community. But in one of their videos, they said once they started turning their focus more to God, their whole channel changed. It exploded. It grew so rapidly. They started having more success deer hunting, things like that. And I feel like that's what I need to do with this channel. I need to focus more on God. And I always do in my walk every day, but I just felt like I was letting things getting in the way of it more. So one more verse I want to read with you guys. I apologize for the bugs. I'm sure they're deafening in your ears to listen to, but about the only quiet place I have to film right now. But give you a little bit of background of this verse here. God is about to send this group of people through a big hardship. It's basically kind of to teach them a lesson, I guess you could say. But the verse is Jeremiah 29:11. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." And that verse really is one of my favorite verses, because it shows me no matter what hardships we go through in life, God will never abandon us, and He's got a plan for it. A lot of our biggest disasters and what seems like the end of the world is a part of God's plan to help shape us and build us into a bigger and better person and to grow closer to Him spiritually. And I actually wear a bracelet that has that verse on it. If you've ever watched the channel or ever wondered what that bracelet is, that's exactly what that bracelet is, Jeremiah 29:11. So hopefully you guys can learn something from this and take something from it, but I really need to get the channel and my whole life more focused back on God and stop being distracted by all the other things going on in life. And I don't know. I just, that's the meat of it right there. That's what I need to do. There's no, nothing else. That's it. So looking forward, filming this on Thursday. I actually leave tomorrow night, Friday night, for the last BFL of the LBL division of the year. It's a super tournament down at Paris, Tennessee. And I'm going into it open-minded, mentally cleared. I feel better about this tournament than I have any other tournament since that one I finished second on Shelbyville, which is the third tournament of the year. So I'm excited about it. I feel like it's going to be pretty good. And even if I don't catch a fish all weekend, it's going to be okay. Like, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I've already told myself that, yeah, it's going to stink, but it's time to stop beating myself up over these things. So that's pretty much it. I do have a tournament at Wren Lake a week from now, so that's the super tournament for the Illini division. Really ain't got a chance in that one to make the regional. I'm like 80th place or something. I'm like 150 points out, so I almost need to win the thing to have a shot. But in the LBL division, I'm 94 points out, so I do have a good shot at possibly moving up and possibly fishing that regional down Lake Pickwick, which that's been, my fishing goal all year long. But my ultimate goal, I know I said I'd come back to that. My ultimate goal is to use this platform to tell others about God and to hopefully help change some people's lives and motivate you to follow God and things like that. such a big role, important part of my life, and I want it to be a big part of your guys's. So that's pretty much all I have for you. So thank you guys so much for following the channel and being big supporters. It just overwhelms me, all of the comments I get and things like that. So I know this, like I said, ain't the best produced video I've ever done. It's literally, I'm actually sitting on a 5-gallon bucket right now with my broken ring light, and I'm actually filming this on my iPhone, so it's about as raw and uncut as it gets. So, but thank you guys so much again. Just stay safe out there. God bless. See you next time.